Hi everyone. Welcome back to Once Upon English. Today I have something really interesting for you that's making waves right now. We're discussing the Rafale Jet and the recent conflict between Pakistan and India. By watching this video, you'll not only improve your English, but also get a front row seat to the latest developments in global defense and current affairs. It's an exciting way to learn, stay informed, and understand the real-life impact of these events. So, stay with me until the end, and let's dive into the story of the Rafale and how Pakistan's Air Force made headlines in a surprising turn of events. His story and how Pakistan's Air Force made headlines in a surprising turn of events. The rise and fall of the Rafale jet. In the early 1980s, Europe was facing an increasing threat. The Cold War was in full swing, and the countries in Europe knew they needed stronger defense systems. As tensions rose and air combat became more complex, France realized it needed to create a new kind of fighter jet. The French Air Force was flying older planes, and they knew they couldn't rely on outdated technology in the future. Dassault Aviation, a well-known company in France, took on this massive challenge. They were famous for creating advanced fighter jets, and the French government trusted them to design a next-generation aircraft. In 1983, they began working on a new jet that would not only defend the skies but could also carry bombs, drop missiles, and even survive in the harshest weather. It had to be fast, smart, and capable of many roles, multi-role as they called it. After years of testing and redesigning, the first Rafale jet took to the sky in 1986. This was a very exciting moment, but the Rafale was still not ready for real combat. For over a decade, engineers worked tirelessly to improve the jet. They wanted it to be invisible to enemy radar, be able to fly at high speeds, and carry the most advanced weapons. It wasn't until 2001 that the French Air Force officially started using the Rafale in their operations. But there was a big problem: cost. Each Rafale costs between $100 million and $130 million. Developing the jet over the years cost France over $60 billion. The company was hoping to sell the jet to other countries, but for a long time, no one was interested. The Rafale wasn't just expensive to buy, it was also costly to maintain. For years, Dassault Aviation kept losing money because only France was using the jet. It wasn't until 2016 that things began to improve. India agreed to buy 36 Rafale jets for a total of $8.7 billion. This was a huge win for Dassault and a major step forward. India's military was looking for a powerful jet that could defend its skies, and they decided the Rafale was the right choice. By 2020, the first batch of Rafales arrived in India, and Indian pilots began training on these advanced machines. People across India celebrated the new arrival, thinking the Rafale would give them a major advantage in the region, especially against Pakistan. But just a few years later, in May 2025, everything changed. A war between India and Pakistan broke out after a deadly attack in Kashmir. Both countries sent jets into the skies. India sent its powerful Rafales, and Pakistan responded with its modern fighters. What happened next shocked the world. The strength of the Pakistan Air Force. While India was eagerly showing off its new Rafales, Pakistan had been preparing quietly. The Pakistan Air Force has a long history of fighting in wars and defending its skies. From the beginning, the PAF had always been known for discipline, bravery, and skill. Though it didn't have as many planes as some of its enemies, Pakistan's Air Force made up for this with smart strategies and strong training. In the 1980s and 1990s, Pakistan relied on F-16 fighter jets from the United States, which were effective but not always the most advanced. However, by the early 2000s, Pakistan began working more closely with China to build a new, modern jet. This collaboration led to the creation of the JF-17 Thunder, a jet designed to be cheaper than Western models but still effective in combat. But Pakistan didn't stop there. In 2022, the PAF took a significant step forward by purchasing the J-10C fighter jets from China. These jets were much more advanced than the older F-16s and JF-17s. The J-10C is a multi-role fighter, similar to the Rafale. It is fast, powerful, and equipped with advanced radar and weapons systems. The PL-15 missile, which is one of the J-10C's key weapons, can hit targets more than 200 kilometers away, far beyond the range of many enemy jets. The PAF knew that it had to be prepared for any challenge. Over the years, Pakistan has focused on training its pilots to be the best. While other countries might have more advanced technology, the Pakistan Air Force believed that training, skill, and courage were just as important. Their pilots were not just flying machines, they were warriors who knew how to fight smart. By 2025, the PAF had become a force to be reckoned with. Despite its smaller size compared to India's Air Force, Pakistan had developed a capable, modern fleet of jets. They had carefully chosen the right aircraft, invested in advanced training, and ensured that their pilots could take on any challenge, no matter how powerful the enemy might seem. The battle in the sky, May 2025. In May 2025, the conflict between India and Pakistan reached new heights. Following a deadly attack in Kashmir, both countries launched military operations, sending jets into the skies to defend their borders. India's Rafale jets were among the most advanced in the world, and they quickly took to the air to strike Pakistani targets. However, Pakistan was prepared. The Pakistan Air Force had its modern J-10C jets in the air, armed with the PL-15 missiles. The J-10C had advanced radar systems that could track enemy aircraft from great distances. As India's Rafales soared high in the sky, they didn't realize that Pakistani jets had already locked onto them. Without warning, 3 Rafales were shot down by Pakistan's J-10Cs, each hit by a well-aimed missile fired from over 200 kilometers away. Pakistan released radar footage and videos showing the destruction of the Rafales. The world watched in disbelief. India did not officially confirm the losses, but the evidence was clear. In a matter of minutes, Pakistan had destroyed 3 of India's most advanced fighter jets. It was a huge moment, one that would be remembered in history. The Rafales were powerful machines, but against the precision and strategy of Pakistan's pilots, they had no chance. The battle didn't just shake India, it shook the entire world. The Rafale, a symbol of modern military technology and the pride of India's Air Force, had been brought down by a much cheaper, yet equally capable jet. This battle was now seen as a turning point, a lesson in how strength is more than just about spending money on the latest technology. The cost of war. The loss of the 3 Rafale jets was devastating, not just for India but also for Dassault Aviation, the company that built the Rafale. Each Rafale jet costs around $130 million, so the destruction of 3 jets meant that India and Dassault lost almost $390 million in one day. But the loss wasn't just financial. It was also a huge blow to the Rafale's reputation. For years, the Rafale had been considered one of the best fighter jets in the world. But now Pakistan's J-10C, a jet much cheaper than the Rafale, had taken down 3 of them in a single battle. For Dassault Aviation, this was a hard hit. They had spent decades designing, building, and improving the Rafale. Finally, after years of losses, they had started making money, thanks to deals with countries like India. But this defeat raised serious questions. If the Rafale could be destroyed so easily, would other countries still want to buy it? Would the Rafale remain the symbol of French military pride, or would it now be seen as an expensive disappointment? The company faced an uncertain future. They had hoped that the Rafale would become a common sight in air forces around the world. But now doubts were creeping in. The loss of the Rafales in such a short time meant that other countries might hesitate to purchase the jet. Countries that had considered buying Rafales might now turn to alternatives, especially considering the lower cost and effectiveness of the J-10C. A new reality. The world had learned a painful truth. Expensive doesn't always mean unbeatable. The Rafale was a brilliant machine, but in the skies over South Asia, it was brought down by a cheaper, newer fighter jet. Pakistan's Air Force had not just won, they had shocked the world. They had proven that skill and preparation could overcome the most advanced technology, and that sometimes the key to victory is knowing the right strategy and executing it perfectly. The victory was not just about technology. It was about training, preparation, and strategy. Pakistan had shown that even with fewer resources, they could outsmart their opponents. They didn't rely solely on the cost of their equipment, they relied on the skill and experience of their pilots. They used their J-10Cs not just as machines, but as tools of precision and discipline. For Pakistan, the victory was a moment of pride, but it was also a message to the world. True strength comes not just from the machines we build, but from the men and women who fly them. They had shown the world that they could compete with the best, and that their air force was a force to be reckoned with. The Rafale story is one of dreams and challenges. Dassault spent billions of dollars and decades of work to create one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world. But in May 2025, their dream was shaken when Pakistan's J-10C jets shot down 3 Rafales in a single battle. For Pakistan, this was a moment of triumph. They had shown the world that strength doesn't always come from size or cost, it comes from courage, smart decisions, and skillful execution. In the end, this story isn't just about machines. It's about what happens when pride meets reality, and how sometimes the most powerful weapon is the mind, not the metal.